Hello and welcome to Casual Waves. So today I am finally about to make my new plant shelf. I have ordered this from Amazon and there are a lot of reasons for it which I will be discussing throughout the course of the video. The idea today is to assemble the new plant shelf and set up and aesthetically place my plants on it, and we will figure out where I want to put it. I may want to put it next to the IKEA Billy bookshelf there next to it in my living room. That's possibly one way to put it, or the other one would be in my plant room where I have a makeshift arrangement right now, which you have seen in one of my earlier videos, and I will show that again if possible for me to insert a clip here. And so I tried to set up this shelf yesterday, but it turned out to be a very big task because it seems to be, so I have it here, I have it kept here, and it seems to be a very long time consuming task. So I've taken some time out today and I will be assembling it. We will be seeing how it's looking, how big it is. I'm not really quite sure of the dimensions, though I have taken measurements from the website, but it seems to me that it may be a bit different. So we'll play it along as it goes. We'll see how it's looking up. And yeah, I just want to start with it first. And in the course of the video, we'll be covering all the other cabinets and shelves that I have reviewed and assessed and then selected this one. So let's start with it. So this is the instruction booklet that I have. There aren't too many instructions, but a lot of parts is what I see, and good for me, they have inserted some gloves and some tools here. I believe these would be needed to put the parts in its place. And basically the shelf I have is a pine wood kind of a wooden rack shelf. So these are the kind of racks or the plates which it has come with, and there are a lot of open loose wooden pieces here. And then I also have these kind of plastic corners or hooks, if I can call them, to put the pieces together. So I'm just going to start with that. So it seems to me like this is going to take a couple of hours probably, and I'm not sure if the whole video will wrap up at one go. So I may have to shoot this in parts, but let's hope I can figure it out and do it as quickly as possible. So these are now the laminates. This is a small laminate and this is a big laminate, and then there are a series of these wooden pieces and sticks which are way too many in number. So there are some big longer ones and some smaller ones. Okay, so if you happen to go for this same plant cabinet shelf, then I must tell you that there are these small rungs, strips, small strips, medium strips, and large strips. Now these in some formation get joined with these 4-strip ladders or rungs, the 4-way rungs and the 3-way rungs. It's super confusing. You'll need help with this. I think I've bitten off more than I can chew. So I think I have done part one of step one from my installation manual, and it seemed very overwhelming, but I have done it. I have placed these T joints into the medium-sized strips. I'm going to move ahead now. Supremely confused. This calls for some break time. Okay, so I think I've got it. This is how it's gonna look. This is going to be the medium, the small laminate, and this is the large laminate. This is how they connect together. And mind you, you're gonna need this hammer and a lot of force. So this is going to be a workout. So I have got these racks put in together. This is part A of the whole thing, where I have these ladders ready for further placement, and this is how it's all looking. Okay, so it's finally done. I can't believe, but I think I took about an hour and a half, and here it is. So on the top bit there, in the center, there is a little rod which has been hang your planters onto it if you want. So we have one tall section here and another tall section in the middle. So that's pretty neat. So overall we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and the rod here. This is the rod I'm talking about, which is on hooks. So you can even kind of hang stuff here. So it's nice. It's actually good. I was expecting it to be shorter, which I didn't want. I mean, I wanted it to be tall. It is tall. In the pictures, it looked shorter, so I was a bit afraid if that's going to be a problem. So yeah, now I need to find the right wall for it. So that's spot number 1, where I can place it right there next to my bookcase. and I think it will look very nice because I can have grow lights installed here, and it can just be like a plant wall thing. So that's option number one. I'll also show a good close-up of this. That's how it looks against a white background, so you get a clear picture of how the shelf is. So, to be honest, this has taken a lot of time, and I want to spend some time thinking about the placement of the shelf there, whether we want it there or do I want it in the other room. And I need to think through this a bit more in terms of which plants should go where, and if I want to have two separate setups or a single one. So, I'm just going to give this some thought. I may want to continue this as a second part of the shooting process. So maybe I'm gonna do the other bit tomorrow, or maybe tonight. I don't know. So just gonna sit down for a bit, brainstorm with myself, think how I want to go ahead with placing the plants so that it looks as aesthetic as possible and the plants get a good, fair, the lighting and the environment that they need, because the kind of lighting they will get in the daytime is this much. I need to think if that's enough for the plants which will go into it. I will try to place some plants once and do a little dry run, like a little dummy placement of it, like just put them and see how they're looking and then decide. Hello, it's day two, part two of this video. So I have finally decided that I will be placing the shelf where I placed it yesterday. I considered it a lot. I tried seeing the lighting in both the rooms, if I were to replace it in the existing temporary setup area or here, and I think I want it here. So I think I was so excited the whole night. I kept thinking about all the combinations that I could do with it. Where else could I place it? But this seems to be fine. This seems to be okay. So yes, without wasting more time, I'm just gonna start placing the plants there now. So this was my current setup from where I will be moving my plants into the new plant shelf. Uh, a lot of plants have taken the spot underneath there to save them from the wind draft from the fan above, and there are some plants which I've kept down, which again were getting damaged from the wind draft from the fan. So my monstera is really getting neglected in this spot, I feel. So I'm gonna move this out for sure. My anthurium, I'm just gonna let it be here because it's pushing out this beautiful new leaf. So I don't want to move it while it's in that process. I'm just gonna let this plant be here. I'm gonna move my alocasia, maybe my mame. The other ones I may not, we'll see. And these plants are definitely going into the shelf. And even my alocasia Jacqueline and my philodendron Perzo Verde and some of the plants from the windowsill. So these are the plants which will now be repositioned. Also, this was where my grow lights were clamped up, which is on this side of the wall. So we will see how we want to take that outside as well, or maybe not. And just one other note is about the amount of natural light this room gets from this window. That light will be affected. So just for noting it down, this is the amount of indirect bright light the plants were getting currently. I will monitor this outside as well. So I want to reserve the center big area for the monstera possibly, and the smaller plants could go on the sides and the bottom, and the top could be for the trailing plants. Let's see how it looks. So this is how it's looking for now. I will have to keep making a lot of adjustments, I believe, because there are only so many tall plants that can come, and I think my plants are a bit taller than the sections, but actually they're fine. They're not really too crammed up right now. So I have my Anthurium vitrifolium, fiddle leaf plant there, Syngonium undalandii, Alocasia Jacqueline, Alocasia Solo Dragon, Begonia maculata looking good here. Monstera on the center spot. Syngonium here. Some small propagations here. Fern leaf here. And the mommy here. You can finally see the leaves properly. Anthurium clarinovium here. Enjoy pothos cuttings here. Syngonium strawberry milk here. And the Hoya here. So overall I think it looks good. Looks decent. Just need to figure out a bit more grow lights, and these plants remain to be here, which probably I'll see if I need to put it there, but as of now this looks quite good, decent. So that's how it's looking. I still have those plants here which I am not planning to remove, but I will figure the adjustment in this room. And this corner is empty too. These guys will remain to be here because they have thrips, and I may think about hanging this outside. Let's see. So that's the amount of natural light this place is gonna get, and that's the window right over there, which is quite far off, but I think it gets decent amount of indirect light, moderate, not bright for sure. So I am gonna just show you how the grow light from this side works, and that's the increased level of lighting that I can manage. But I plan to put one of those clamp grow lights here, and then we'll see if that helps. And that's it for today. I'm gonna wrap up this video, a final look at the arrangement. I think I'm gonna keep modifying it a bit, keep adding more things, decorate it a bit more. Need to get more beautiful planters like these. So that's the plan. And yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this whole transformation and setting up of the plant shelf. It may not be the best arrangement at the moment, but I've tried a lot, and it was a lot of hard work, to be honest. The whole assembly was quite overwhelming with so many parts in it and taking so much time. And I'm hoping my plants adjust. That's the most amount of stress you have as a plant owner, which is to shift the place of the plants from where they were thriving and doing well. So it's a little risky, but it has to be done, and you have to give time to your plants to adjust to the new spot. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. If you did, please do like and hit the notification bell. It will help me make more videos. And if you can do me a favor, please watch the next video, which should be on screen by now. Bye.